The size of the Indian government is set to increase in FY24. The government is going to hire about 100,000 employees this year. With this, the total strength of central government employees will go up to 3.55 million, up from 3.44 million in 2023. But a look at the fine print tells us that most of these vacancies will be filled in the railways. According to the revised estimates of 2022-23, the number of employees in the railways was 1.18 million, and according to the budget estimate of 2023-24, it will grow to 1.28 million. This is an increase of more than 100,000, so close to 94% of the new employees will join the railways. In absolute terms, the number of central government employees has increased over the years. The number of employees in 2019 was 3.27 million. By the end of FY24, it will be 3.55 million. So, in 4 years, the central government has added almost 300,000 employees. What does this increase tell us about the size of the government, and what will be its impact, if any?
My sense is that the increase in public sector employment in general and government employment in particular has actually lagged far behind the growth or increase in the working age population and the population in general. So what would happen is that either the level of public services get affected or the quality of public services gets affected, or both. If the labor employment in the public sector is not rising, and if the demand on public services is rising, so it's likely that the supply would be met only by raising the capital intensity of public services or public sector. And that also does not seem to be the appropriate direction in which our policy should be moving.
The establishment expenditure of the central government is set to increase to 7.44 trillion rupees from 7.35 trillion rupees. However, the expense of the 100,000 additional railway employees will be taken care of by the internal resources of the railways. The estimates for pay, allowances, and other expenses on the employees for FY24 is 1.12 trillion rupees. This is an increase from 1.07 trillion rupees in revised estimates for FY23. No hiring took place in railways between 2020 and 2022. The pandemic was one of the reasons. But now, as the pandemic has waned, the recruitment process is in full swing. Over the years, the central government and central public sector enterprises have shifted towards more and more contractual employment. Business Standard reported in December last year that the number of contractual workers hired by CPSEs had crossed pre-pandemic levels. At the same time, the number of full-time employees had decreased. Our analysis shows that Railways too, which is the largest employer in India, had 150,000 contract workers in FY22. So, what are the implications of this trend on social security?
We used to have 4 categories of government employees, A, B, C, and D. D were essentially manual workers who were there for cleaning, sweeping, and the sort of housekeeping functions. So the category D was eliminated. And the roles that were to be performed were being passed on to what you call contract laborers, but it's actually labor contractors. So these workers are not contracted by government. Government contracts the contractor. Now, the contractor is an enterprise, and all rules regulating to employee benefits have to be met by the contractor before the government will issue the contract to him.
While it is a good sign that the size of the government is increasing, there is still a long way to go. Some experts believe that this increase is not in proportion to the growth of the working age population. Moreover, the government told Lok Sabha in December that as of March 2021, there were almost 1 million vacant positions in various ministries and departments of the central government.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.